If you've seen the newest Pokemon X and Y trailer, you've probably seen that the evolutions for the Generation 6 starters have been revealed. And if you haven't seen it, well, just click right here and go watch it. But if we rewind to a couple days before, we actually got this information in the form of leaked scans from Japan's CoroCoro Comics. That was a dark, dark day for Team Chespin, myself included, and I know some of you may like it, but hey, you're crazy! And that includes you, Nintendo fan, for the win. Anyway, Fennekin's evolution was also a little unexpected and weird, and Froakie's was pretty much how we all expected it to look. But we didn't have English names or any footage yet, so all we could do was wonder. What kind of direction was Game Freak taking these starters in? What looked like 3 of the most solid starters in years evolved into things that were just weird. Why wasn't Chespin turning into a badass spined hedgehog like we all thought? Why was Fennekin upright with a twig in its tail? And why did Mr. Unpopular get a cooler evolution than the other 2? It wasn't until the official trailer was released that we got a very probable answer, and it's an answer that I'm actually pretty excited for. Now, I'm not claiming to have come up with this theory myself. People were commenting about this on my Facebook page, and our man Jaywitz even mentioned this in his video on the matter. But I want to expand on it a bit more because it's a thematic direction they've never taken in Pokemon, and it's a damn cool one. So enough build-up. What is this theory, you ask? It's that the 3 starters are all based on traditional RPG player classes. Classes you might find in the original Final Fantasy games or World of Warcraft, just to give a couple examples. The first big hint was the English name of Chespin's evolution, Quilladin. I'm almost 100% sure that's based on the word paladin. If you're not into other RPGs, a paladin is basically a knight in shining armor that fights on the side of good. Paladins are generally heavily armored and more of a tank class, and they can even heal sometimes. And what do you know, so can grass types. The info released on Quilladin states that his body is in fact covered by a shell and he's not just a friggin' balloon. My theory? His next evolution will burst out of the shell sporting a badass suit of armor and we'll have ourselves a bulky grass starter. A guy can hope. As far as typing goes, our only clues so far are that Chespin learns Roll Out at level 8 and Quilladin learns Mud Shot later on. Grass Rock would be awesome. Grass Ground, less awesome. Getting murdered by Ice Beam is never fun. Anyway, if I don't see the final evolutions before the game comes out, I'm going Team Chespin. Just putting that out there. Next up, let's take a look at Braixen. While its name doesn't tell us much about the class it represents, the footage we've seen of it fighting tells us more than enough. Braixen is seen removing the, Deku stick from its tail and waving it at its opponent to attack as if it were a magic wand or staff. This just screams mage. The upright stance, the magical stick, and even the appearance of wearing a wizardy-looking robe all suggest Braixen is based on a magic-using class, and its final form may be some all-powerful fire mage. This brings up the issue of its typing. So far, any magic we've seen in the game has been connected with psychic type. You know, like the whole abracadabra alakazam thing. Not only that, but we've seen that Fennekin and Braixen can learn some psychic type moves. However, Fairy also seems like it could easily take over as the new magic type, so I could see it going either way. Don't give up on this one yet, Team Fennekin. You may still have a badass on your hands, although it might not have been what you were expecting. Last, of course, we have Frogadier. This one is a little bit harder to nail down. A lot of people are saying he's kind of a rogue or ninja based on his quick fighting style and appearance, but let's take a closer look. The name Frogadier is likely based on the word brigadier, which is a high-ranking position in the military. In Japanese, Frogadier's name is based on either a title of a Yakuza leader or just a leader of an organization in general. With all this emphasis on leadership, I'd be willing to bet Frogadier is just your straight-up fighter class, like in Final Fantasy or D&D. The fighter in the party generally assumes the leadership role, and all you can really see him do in the video is just an uppercut, so might we have a water fighting starter on our hands? Conceptually, that's almost a direct copy of Poliwrath, but Poliwrath kinda sucks a little bit, so it would be nice to see a fighting frog that's actually worth using. And let's not forget that middle evolutions are generally a little awkward anyway. Maybe they've never been this awkward, but hey, maybe that means the final forms will be that much better. I mean, look at derpy-ass Combuskin. He turns into one of the most badass starters ever. Anyway, this theory seems very likely, and I for one hope it's true. I've always been a huge fan of RPGs of all forms, so adding a little throwback to the classics in Pokemon is a-freaking okay with this guy. Also, I want to say I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. I've still got a day job that takes up most of my time, but as of October 4th, I will be quitting and doing YouTube full-time, so all the videos! Hey, want to watch me play games with fellow YouTuber Nate Wants to Battle? Click here to see a video. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, or so help me God, I will kill you. She just gave you a happy ending.
Oh man. She gave Link that full chub.
That's what they mean by Link's awakening.
Oh, he is up.
He rose to the occasion.
He is up. You could say he has an erection.
You could say he has a raging boner.
You could say that his penis is hard.
You could say that the blood vessels in his penis were filled up due to arousal.
We keep it subtle.